So you mentioned vendor though. And what are some of the and I say responsibilities, I firmly believe this, that it's not an either or, it's a responsibility of the vendor. What do you see some of their responsibilities being in helping to build these entrepreneurial partner organizations that are out there, the ones that you see are thriving?
Well, I think I might break it into two thoughts, if I can remember both. I think the one idea that I can really see that is important is that some vendors believe that they'll deliver a great product and service, and that's all they need to do. Then they wonder why their distributors or their partners struggle. Now, I actually had a conversation with Steve Ballmer many years ago about this idea, and his belief was in order to build the most successful channel partner organization, Microsoft had to invest in their channel partner community. And he had felt that it was their responsibility, not only from a lead gen perspective, but also from a business acumen issue, because the cost of building a channel is huge. The cost of building a sustaining channel is more important, because having to rebuild that channel every 3 years is a very expensive tool. And it certainly allows the revenue curve to come down. So a certain amount of time by that partner, by that vendor, to understand their partner's business is crucial, and to invest with the partner in building that. The second reason, it adds value. If I'm a vendor, I need loyalty, I need stickiness from my partner community. I can do that with spiffs, I can do that by providing good products, fun conferences. But you build real loyalty when the partner understands that you're in there to help him or her build their business. And so the value of really investing from the vendor or distributor into their channel is huge. It's important because without an effective execution on the partner perspective, what happens? Revenue drops, or I got to go sign 10 more partners up every month. It's a very expensive proposition. Build loyalty.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. We see it all the time too. Extraordinarily important. We call a program that we have out there, it's called adaptive partnering, and it's all based upon those principles that you just highlighted there. Fantastic. Let's sum up some things here. What do you think partners and vendors can do to get better overall? Name 3 or 4 things that you think they immediately can do right now in this economy that we're in.
Well, certainly pipeline fulfillment, as we both know, is a real critical aspect, focusing on that. But I think more importantly is get your messaging right. The number 2 problem in the channel is ineffective messaging by that partner. They cannot clearly articulate who they are, what they do, and what makes them unique. That becomes a critical success factor for the vendor as well as the partner, because clear messaging takes the fuzz or the buzz out of the marketplace, and it gives people a direction. I think number 3, thinking about their people and understanding what makes them tick. We talked about the emotional tie-in or buy-in from that perspective. I like to say align the goal of the organization with the soul of the individual. Align the goal of the organization with the soul of the individual. If you tie those things together, you're going to get people committed for success, and you're going to get people committed to do extra things to overachieve. And I think that's a critical success factor. I think the other thing that is important is to make sure that people have a plan, that they're proactive rather than reactive, so that they're not struggling all the time on every aspect, whether it's putting a training plan together, a recruiting plan together, a sales training plan, or a prospecting plan, making sure you've thought it out well and you execute it well. Brilliant execution is a key theme in most of our clients.
Does that come down to sales management typically, though?
No, it's at every level. Sales management needs to be brilliant in their execution, because without hiring right, without training right, without coaching right, sales organization is not going to perform well. Therefore, revenues drop, margins drop. So it's critical at the sales management level, but it's critical at every aspect. The salesperson has to execute and be brilliant in the execution of their sales process. In technical delivery and professional services, we have to be brilliant in understanding what's going on, but brilliant at the execution of implementation.
Really good. So it's not just sitting on a high hill talking about what to do, but it's actually implementing it at every single step of the way.
And that's why with a lot of our clients, we may, if we need to have a vision, create a plan, a philosophical issue, we sometimes start with brilliant execution as the theme of the company for the entire year. And it's reinforced at the presidential level, management level, salesperson level at every step. So people understand. takes costs out of the system, so you're more efficient. You don't have to redo work, and you have a chance to be able to have happy, satisfied customers by doing that.
Phenomenal advice, brilliant execution. Everybody should have that as the theme for their kickoffs, quite frankly, especially now.
Absolutely.
Ken, this has been wonderful. We're gonna end with something really interesting and fun. Really get to understand who Ken Thoreson is all about. I call this rapid fire. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a word. You give me one word back or a short phrase back. And
okay.
Here we go. When I say Ken Thoreson, what do you say?
Fun.
Your most admired company?
I'll be prejudicial, but it's a company I used to work for called Versus. Brilliant execution, great loyalty with our partner organization, and a terrific place to work. Many mentors. Great
answer. Who's your most admired person?
Keith Lubner.
The check's in the mail. Most surprising thing people would like to know about Ken Thoreson?
Well, I think I talked about cooking. I think most people don't know that I have 150 cookbooks, and we cook new recipes several times a month.
Excellent. Last two. What stresses you out?
What stresses me out? Detail work.
And lastly, what drives you?
Satisfaction.
Great answer.
Seeing change in people, seeing change in organization, satisfaction that recommendations are executed.
Yeah, fantastic. Ken, this has been great. I really thank you for the time. I think people that are going to see this podcast are really going to get some great insight. Remember, everybody, brilliant execution.